with a messy little face.
Hi Gemini, welcome to April 2015. This is a very busy month. We're coming off of the total Pisces solar eclipse that happened on March 20th, and there's a Libra full moon total lunar eclipse on April 6th. We are in eclipse season. When the total solar eclipse happened in Pisces, this highlighted the area of your life that has to do with your reputation in the world, your destiny in the world, your profession, your unique contribution to society. Pisces was bringing up to your conscious awareness your divine purpose, your reason for being. It was all about connecting you to your soul, why you're here, what you're here to really do. The Libra lunar eclipse is now asking for you to make adjustments in order to fulfill your divine purpose or any job that you have in the world, your profession in the world. So there's adjustments that need to be made in regards to perhaps your children, romantic involvements, creative self-expression, that you need to shift and evolve or change in order for you to move up in your profession, move up in your career and what you're doing in the world. Pluto and Uranus have been squaring each other. They had their final square on March 17th, and they are very much involved in the Libra lunar eclipse. Libra harmonizes with you. Libra is a fellow sister sign. Any planets that go into Libra pour positive energy into you. Any planets that go into Aries sextile you. For you, this is a very positive energy. However, Pluto and Uranus are challenging both lights. The Sun in Aries, Uranus in Aries, Mercury in Aries, and the Moon in Libra. So it's very intense right now. This first week in April is going to be super intense. And for you, pay attention to how you're being received by others. This is a time for you to listen to your intuition, to come from your inner being, your deep part of self, your authentic part of self. This is about building your intuitive muscle. Intuition is a skill. Everyone has it. The stronger it is, the more you use it. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. This is a time for you to really listen. This is why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. So we speak less and we listen more. Pay attention to how others are receiving you. Pay attention to what's not being said. Pay attention to what's between the lines. Use your intuition to read what's really going on. Remember, people don't care what you know until they know how much you care. That is a message for you here in April, especially this first week, because it's super intense. The moon is being squared by Pluto. The sun is being squared by Pluto. The moon is being opposed by Uranus. And this creates guilt, hidden agendas, jealousy, gossip, power struggles, emotional power struggles. And for you, it has to do with the people you're romantically involved with, your friends, the groups you associate with, people that you're deeply, intimately involved with. So it's about looking at your relationships and letting those people in your life know that you do care, that you have the ability to go deeper, and that you're listening, and you're paying attention to how others are receiving you. And that will keep you on top, in touch, and in control. So listen, pay attention to the environment. Pay attention to what's going on with your children, what's going on with your lover, what's going on with your friends, what's going on with the groups you associate with. These are the areas that are extremely highlighted for you. Now you're in a strong position because Aries sextiles, positive energy. Libra trines, harmonious energy. So you're not feeling the Pluto-Uranus as much as the Libra, the Aries, the Cancer, the Capricorns. However, it is affecting all signs. And for you, it's about looking at your goals, looking at where you associate, where you hang out, the money you make from the business you own or the money you make from the company you work for, and what changes you need to make so that you have more money coming in than going out, so that your cash flow is stronger than your debt, so that you feel as though you are on the right path, you are fulfilling your divine purpose, and those you associate with are helping you to achieve those goals. Your ruling planet will square Pluto on April 7th. Watch out for getting pulled into arguments or power struggles. This is where you really want to make sure that others are hearing you correctly. Don't just assume they got the message. Don't just assume that they know what you're really thinking. Feedback with others. Did you hear what I said? Did you get the email? Did you get the phone call, the message I left you? How did that affect you? Really feedback with others so that you can make sure that we're all on the same page with you and therefore going in the right direction. This first 7 days is going to be super intense. March is intense. Pluto and Uranus are exactly squaring at this Libra lunar eclipse. Now, if you want to see the lunar eclipse, if you are living in Asia, Australia, Oceania, North America, South America, Antarctica, and the Indian and Pacific Oceans, you will be able to see the Libra lunar eclipse. How cool is that? And Jupiter is actually in harmony with the Libra full moon eclipse. Jupiter is in Leo, and Leo sextiles Gemini, positive energy. Now, it is harmonizing with the sun and the moon. This could, bring new relationships for you this month, new love interests, lots of socializing going on with you, lots happening. There's a lot happening with you. This is a really busy time. This is going to be a very busy month, and that's why you really want to be paying attention to what you're receiving from others, what's going on in the environment, what's going on at the work, what's going on in the home. It's not a time to be frivolous or superficial with this Pluto-Uranus, and especially your ruling planet in Aries, squaring Pluto on the 7th. That could create power struggles, having to do with shared resources, having to do with other people perhaps not pulling their weight. Maybe you're doing most of the work in the relationship and it's really, coming to conscious awareness. Full moons bring light to what's been hidden. And eclipses herald major beginnings and completions. So things can be finishing, things can be starting, but it's important that you're looking at the details and you're looking at what others have agreed to with you, and are they fulfilling their bargain, their end of the bargain? Are they fulfilling their end of the promise? Or are they slacking off, having you carry all the weight, having you pay for everything? You really need to look at this. And don't step over anything. Don't tolerate anything. This is your time to really get in there and ask for what you need. Ask for what will help you fulfill your purpose, fulfill your job, your work, your service. Jupiter moves direct on the 8th. This is fantastic because this can bring you new opportunities. It can bring you new relationships. It's great for short distance travel. It's great for speaking, writing, teaching, communicating, helping with your thought patterns, helping with you articulate a positive message that draws great people to you to fulfill your purpose and reason for being. Great for social media, great for marketing, great for getting the word out, getting the business out, getting the word out that you're looking for new work or new opportunity, using social media, using your networks, using your neighborhood, your community, your siblings, using people you know to get the word out that you are starting this new business, you are looking to move up in your work, you are wanting to go back to school, whatever it is, or you want a new relationship. The 8th on is a good time for you to get the word out. The Sun will couple with Mercury on the 10th. Pay attention to your environment on that day. Pay attention to messages coming to you. You'll be receiving important messages on that day, as well as at the lunar eclipse. Your ruler, Venus enters Gemini on April 11th. So this is wonderful. When Venus enters your sign, you look better, you're more attractive, you can attract love, you can attract abundance, you can attract opportunity, and of course Gemini harmonizes with Leo, which means Venus is going to be lining up there with Jupiter, bringing you sudden opportunity, sudden prosperity, and just a really good time. Now, this is a wonderful time for you to do a beauty makeover or an inner makeover or an outer makeover. You'll look more attractive, you'll feel more attractive, people will be drawn to you, you'll be sizzling. She's a bit flirty in Gemini. She likes multiple partners. And hey, if you're single, why not? Mercury, your ruling planet, enters Taurus on the 14th. Mercury is flying forward, which means you're flying forward in April. You're on the fast track. You're moving forward. Things are happening for you. That's why it's really important that you are using your intuition to really gauge your audience, gauge your environment. Make sure people are hearing you. Pluto retrogrades on the 16th. This is good news, because as Pluto retrogrades, Uranus is moving forward, and they're going to have a 5-degree orb of separation until December. 5 degrees. December, 2 degrees. 5 degrees. Having 5 degrees between these two is going to help lessen the stress and the tension that's been on everyone. Now, Pluto will retrograde in the area of your joint resources, your finances, your partner's values. So this is a time for you to, look at your, debt to income structure, your tax structure. What changes can you make so that you have more money coming in? You're eliminating debt. What changes can you make so that you're seeing more return on your investment of time, your investment of energy, your inner resources, your outer resources? What changes can you make in April to empower your money, your resources? Then there's the fabulous Aries new moon on April 18th. I love this new moon. It is not in any challenging aspect to anyone. The sun is at 28 degrees, 25 minutes Aries. The moon is at 28 degrees, 25 minutes Aries. They're coupled, and they're happening for you in the area of your life that has to do with your goals, the money you make from the business you own, or the money you make from the company you work for, your hopes and wishes, the love you receive from others, luck, being lucky. I really like this energy. So this is a new start for you coming in here in April. And this is a wonderful new moon to launch a new business, launch a new project, make new friends. Friends can turn into lovers. Lovers can turn into friends. The love houses are activated for you here in April. And, this could be the time where, you have this friendship, and then all of a sudden it heats up. And there's a lot of chemistry and passion. And the next thing you know, you're in a new relationship. That's pretty exciting. This is also an exciting time for you to set new goals, right? Then, 2 days later, the sun enters Taurus. Taurus rules what you love and value. Now, Taurus is 12 signs from you. So as the planets move into Taurus, you're moving into your 6-week cycle. 6 weeks before our birthday, you get the entire solar year of lessons in that condensed 6 weeks. The energy cycles down, and then on your birthday, you get the new energy for the new solar year. When the planets move into Taurus, this is about looking at your core values. Now for you, Taurus rules how you get in your own way, how you hold yourself back, how you limit yourself. It's also unfinished business. So this is the time to finish up projects. You can start new ones, but you also want to be completing things too. And this is the time to really look at what you love and value. Are your goals in alignment with what you love and value? Where is your body? If your goal is to become financially independent, but your body's out there hanging around doing nothing, hanging out with people, just hanging out, partying, not doing anything, what's your body doing over here if your goal is to become financially independent? You want your body to be where your goals are, and you want your goals in alignment with what you love and value, and that creates success. That is what success is. Don't let society tell you what success is for you. Determine success by what is true for you and what you have overcome and what you're mastering now. That is your success. Your ruling planet will couple with Mars on the 22nd. This will give you insight into how you're getting in your own way, how you're holding yourself back. This is good because on the 30th, Mercury flies into Gemini. Look at that. So now you have Venus in Gemini, you have Mercury in Gemini, and you know, having your ruling planet in its home sign is very strong for all of us, especially for you. So this is a really good time for you to set your intention for what you want to create in 2015. Look at your goals. You know, discard the ones that no longer have any value for you. But look at the goals of what really matters to you now. What's really important to you now, this year? What objectives do you have to attaining those goals? What steps do you have in place to make those goals happen? This is a really important time to look at that. The Aries new moon is giving you a big push in this area. This is a good time to go for a raise. This is a good time to increase your rates or your prices for your products and services. If you've been waiting on that, you want to do that after the Aries new moon. This is the time to do it. Mercury is flying forward. Mercury is moving ahead. He's flying. He is moving so fast in April, which means you are on the fast track. You are moving forward. You are making things happen. For those of you looking for love, it's on. Now, if you're in right relationship, there could be some bumps, you know, given this very intense Libra lunar eclipse. Libra rules relationships. Libra rules the area of your life that has to do with true love and romance. And so if you're in right relationship and it's a little bit bumpy, let the person know how much you care and you'll just ride it out. However, if you're in relationship where you're doing all the work and you're not receiving, Pluto and Uranus are going to end it. You see? Because there's no purpose in it. There's no reason that you should not receive from your relationships, whether it's a business relationship or a personal relationship. Pluto and Uranus are here to eclipse it. That means complete it, finish it. And, you know, any shared resources, you really want to look at that too. That make sure that you're covering your assets and you're not being taken advantage of because you want the relationship, yet you're not receiving from the relationship. You have to be receiving. Relationships are about giving and receiving, and you want to be receiving. This is a very important time. For those of you interested in meeting someone new, it's on. You could meet someone new in this energy. Just make sure you're really paying attention to your instincts and your intuition, and you're not, you know, getting caught up in the passion. Pluto brings a lot of passion, yet that passion can mask who they really are and what the real value is for you in the relationship. Money can increase at this time. You can eliminate debt. You can create more cash flow. Money can increase. Jupiter moving forward, and then the Aries new moon in that money house for you can bring a new source of income, increase your income. It's good. Spiritually, you're growing. Spiritually. You know, the Pisces really awakened your spiritual path, who you really are, and what you're really here to do. And it's in the area of your reputation in the world, your destiny in the world. So it's so interesting how, you know, it's really pulling you into your divine purpose. And the Libra is reminding you to make the necessary adjustments in order to fulfill your divine purpose. Health will be strong and good if you're listening, if you're not doing all the work in your relationships, if you're receiving from others, giving and receiving, giving and receiving. That's how the universe works. Not just giving. If you're just giving, you're in karmic relationship. Soulmate is where we receive. We give and receive. And you're here to receive, Gemini. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, favoring, sharing, and Google Plusing my podcast, Gemini. You're so awesome. Thank you for subscribing. You totally rock. And if you would like for me to take a detailed look at your astrology, it's very easy. You go to the link below. You go to my astrology service page. You purchase a session. Upon checkout, you get the link to my schedule. You get a schedule. Or if you're interested in coaching, you want to work on a new business idea, you want to work on your goals, you want to work on, you know, relationships, whatever is near and dear to your heart, you go to my coaching service page, you purchase your session. Upon checkout, you get the link to my schedule. You get a schedule. We're off and running, rocking and rolling. So until next time, Gemini, listen, and you will be shown. I met a devil man, he took my heart away. He said I had it coming to me, and that I wanted it this way. I think that any love is good loving, so I took what I could get. Yeah, I took what I could get, and then he looked at me with those big brown eyes and said, you ain't seen nothing yet. But baby, here's something you're never gonna forget. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Wise beyond her years, she took away all my tears, swept away all my fears with her big brown eyes. And she said, hello, it's gonna be okay. Hello, there's plenty of rainbows tonight. Hello, need you to stay today. Hello, you know it's better than goodbye. Stretching out her little hand, she said to take a stand, walking through the fields where the daisies don't grow. Would you be so bold to forget the